In my early days, before I started avatar creating, I still had this avatar world, and I would actually pay people to make darker skin avatars to put in this world. I said one of my requirements that I said I would pay you, but it has to be it has to be made legitimately. It has to have like be able to me being able to make it public and put in a world with credit for to you. And so that's kind of how this came about. I haven't been in here forever. I think some of the avatars are kind of a little outdated. Yeah, but all these avatars are brown avatars. When it came to darker skin avatars or Afro-centric avatars, a lot of people would either rip an avatar and give it to people, or steal assets, rip assets as well from other avatars that they're not supposed to do. Each avatar creator has their own TOS, what you can and can do with their stuff. And a lot of people making, I wouldn't say a lot of people, but some of the most popular people making black avatars will often break other creators' rules, steal assets, steal avatars and things like that. It was a big problem back then. I wouldn't say it's as big of a problem now. You might see that one like a few times. Definitely more legitimate black avatar creators who are now popular, which I think is awesome. I like it when we have a strong forefront. But back then, I see the reason for it. I'm not gonna completely condemn people who've done it. It was just a lack of. Even though I don't think avatars are anything that they're not necessary. They're just a simple pleasure. I don't think stealing, I don't condone the stealing of assets or the stealing of avatars, but I see where it came from. People were not making things that kind of cater to black people. Not that they had to, but a lot of black people didn't know how to make it themselves, or didn't know like how to even start. So they kind of resort to their own means, even though I still deemed it as illegitimate. This was actually my first avatar, which is also a V-Roid avatar. So for people who don't know, usually people like gesture expressions. So each gesture that you do, it's a different facial expressions on your face. It makes it more realistic, so you know kind of what expression you want when you're talking to people, or how to react to people, or if you want to just take like a nice picture of anything and want yourself to smile, you can link your facial expressions to your gestures. There's other ways to do it as well. You can put your gestures on a radio, or you can just put them as a toggle. But most people, this is what most avatar creators do. They sync their expressions to the gestures. So each gesture is a different kind of expression. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. Like the style too. Were you going for like a futuristic cyberpunk style, or what are the kind of different I should say Afropunk style? What styles are you going for with your first avatar?
I was going for a futuristic one. And actually, after I did this one, I did make a more futuristic one than this one, which is my second avatar I ever made, which is this one. Um, and I was really into cyberpunk, and I still am into like super futuristic avatars with robotic parts and things like that. And so my very early avatars were like that, kind of cyberpunk, Afro, futuristic and things like that. And then you see up there where it says Palayo by Babybanshee. That was
Mhm.
actually my first for sale avatar. I have that one too. Um, Palayo is actually a song by a Filipino artist. I can't remember his name right now. And all the proceeds from that one actually went to a charity for Southeast Asians. My
Oh,
early days, I made a lot of charity avatars, and I made it to resemble as kind of like a token to the outfits that he was showing in his music video, and the aesthetics that he had in his music video. It's called Palayo. It's a very good song. Definitely look it up if you have a chance. I can't for the life of me remember, but a lot of my early stuff, the proceeds went to charities because I thought that charity avatars were so cool. I now that I'm thinking about it, I do need to bring that back, doing some charity avatars. Currently, I'm doing a lot of server free avatars, public avatars, because I want to bring back accessibility. But for I do want to do some charity work as well, like I did back then. Yeah, I think I only had this one outfit, and I was very proud of it when I was done. Um, this one's actually not for sale anymore, but it's really nice to look at it and remember, you know?
And yeah, I'm curious about the like the style of this avatar. I noticed it's uh I guess when in this would be right after this avatar that you created, or I guess in the in the chronological order, like where is this avatar on the
Oh, this avatar that you're wearing was first, and then it was this one.
what inspiration did you have for the design of this character?
Um, Honestly, I was just going off of a whim. Yeah, I kind of wanted to incorporate things that I like because a lot of times I don't enjoy things unless I like it too. There's a difference between the things that I like and the different things I think the audience will like. For a time I was making things I thought an audience would like, and it kind of killed my joy of making avatars. So I decided to go back to things that I like. When it comes to like age wise, I always try to make my safe for work avatars might look like a little younger so that it can kind of appeal to a lot of people because I know there's people who are like younger than what's it called? Oh, excuse me, sorry. I know there are
Okay.
people who are as like young as 15 on this and want an avatar that looks like them too. So of course I make safe for work avatars and they might look at age ambiguous type so that it can appeal to both people who are younger and people who are older. A lot of my for sale avatars, which I don't allow, I put in my TOS, nobody under 18 should be buying my avatars. Um, they are usually look on the older side. Like this one looks on the older side. At least that's what I was trying to convey. I try to make the height. A lot of people like to make the avatars sometimes super small or super big, regardless of age. But I like to make mine more humanoid, so that like when you're looking at somebody, you're looking at them as you would in your actual height, if that makes sense. A lot of I like to take like aesthetics. So Pinterest does help. Like this one I did, like I said, it came from a aesthetic of a music video. This guy was really serious about his Filipino culture and kind of representing that, and I really liked that. And so I try to make an avatar to convey what he was trying to convey. Sometimes I get my inspiration just from characters like cyberpunk characters I will see, and when I play things like cyberpunk 77 is 77 or
Uh,
2077
yes.
or 2070
No, you got it.
or like robots I will see on Pinterest or things like that. I even have in in my server kind of like an inspiration channel where I just put in things I'm inspired by and aesthetics I like, and I just put them out there. So yeah, I'm inspired by a whole lot of things, but mainly culture. Um, I like to do things that are prominent within, you know, either Black culture, Asian culture, Southeast Asian culture, things like that, Pacific Islander culture. Um, it's a lot of things to go by, and with a lot of avatars, you'll mainly see people skew towards Asian culture. You don't see a lot of people kind of explore other things. When I do, I always get really excited because I'm like, okay, what were they thinking of when they made this? Like, what inspired them to make it if not their own culture? Like, usually when you see the naming conventions of avatars, they skew towards not just Asian, East Asian culture with aesthetic and naming conventions and ideas. And so what I want to do explore in the future is kind of representing different cultures. I'm in the midst of making um avatar inspired by I want to do a specific Latino culture. I haven't really I'm mood boarding about it right now. I haven't really gotten what I wanted to do, but that's one of my ideas. I want to be able to have people be culturally represented. Now that we have darker skin avatars, I want to take it a little one step further, if you know what I mean.